Hello. In this video, we will see how to stabilize the neck on FACS expressions. You will learn how to fix the neck positions on 50 FACS expressions within a few minutes. So we will go from this to this. Let's start with loading our FACS sequence. Let me turn off the wireframe. Usually we use FACS in the creation of facial rigs, or in the editing of 4D sequences. During FACS processing, we stabilize the head of the character. Even though the head is stabilized, you can see that the neck floats randomly from expression to expression. That happens because the actor at the moment of recording has changed his head and body position. So we need to stabilize the neck as well. Let's start our process with importing the neutral mesh into the graph editor. We'll use the neck position on this mesh as a reference for all the other expressions. I'm going to replace the bottom of the neck on our FACS expression with a neutral shape. To do that, I'm going to create a vertex mask that defines what parts will be replaced, and rename it to fixed mask. Let's set the intensity to 100, the fall-off to 100, change the symmetry to topological, and enable Use Geodesic Distance. Select the clavicles and the back side of the neck. Let's increase the smooth iteration so we can blend the fixed and unfixed parts, and by pressing the Shift key, we can smooth the border around the neck. Let me add a MixGeom node. Let's plug the FACS into the first input, the neutral mesh into the second input, and the fixed mask into the third one. As you can see, now the clavicles are in the same position as in the neutral mesh, but the neck is losing its volume, so in most cases it's not usable. That's why you shouldn't use a MixGeom node by itself. To preserve the volume of the neck, we will deform it smoothly. To do that, I'm going to use a FastWrapping node. I'm going to copy an existing VertexMask node and rename it to Neck Mask. In the Editor tab, let me clear the selection and draw on the front part of the neck. Try to select areas with soft tissues that are usually affected by the movement of facial expressions. As a result, you should end up with something like this. Let's convert this into polygon selections by using a vertex mask to polygon selection node. Let's plug our unedited FACS into the first input of the FastWrapping node. Our fixed model from the MixGeom node goes into the second, and the third input should be our polygonal mask. Let's click the Compute button. As you can see, the model is too heavy and the wrapping is going to take too much time. Let me terminate the computation process. I will increase the final sampling to 3 and smoothness final to 0.3. And now our model will deform much faster. As you can see on the screen, the clavicles remain in the same position, while the neck is smoothly deformed. This is how the model looked before and after. Since the FastWrapping node slightly deforms every vertex on the mesh, we need to make sure that it only affects the neck part and leaves the rest unchanged. To do that, I'm going to replace everything but the neck with the MixGeom result. We can do it by adding another MixGeom node. Let's plug our fixed model into the first input. Into the second input, we need to plug the results from our FastWrapping node. To make our blending smooth, let me add a Modify Vertex Mask and then plug our neck mask and neutral mesh into our newly added node. Let me change the mode to Smooth and go to the Smooth tab. In this case, I will set my smooth radius to 1 and the iterations count to 3. This gives us a much smoother transition between the selected and non-selected areas in our model. Now I will plug the Modify Vertex Mask node into the last input of our MixGeom node. As you can see, the only thing that changed after applying the MixGeom node is the neck. The neck from the original FACS is now in the same position as in the neutral mesh, while preserving the original volume. If we turn on Auto Compute, we can automatically process every FACS in our sequence. With this done, let's create a SaveGeom node to store our results. For us to store our results and keep the original names, let me open the expression editor in the LoadGeom node and copy the expression and paste it into the expression editor in the SaveGeom node. I will add it to the folder name _stabilizeNeck. And if we click Start, it will start processing the entire sequence. So that's it for this tutorial. See you in the next video.